So guys, if you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Ute. You can call me Iris. This is a platform I have created where I share my experience of studying in the UK from my GCSEs all the way to my A-levels, access, and to my university, and now being a qualified nurse. First of all, I would say congratulations to you all for getting entry to study nursing. We all know that nursing is a competitive program wherever you are to go and study. So it is a big congratulations from me to you for getting that opportunity, and you will enjoy. Yeah, it's a lifelong education, so you will enjoy. Yeah, trust me on that. Right guys, let's get into the video. So as I said earlier, I've got 4 things that I did before starting my nursing, which did help me, and I have written them down here. I did write them myself here so I can remember what I'm talking to you about. So the first thing I did was getting to know my anatomy and physiology. That is getting my head around my anatomy and physiology. I do know when I did my nursing, I had not long finished my A-levels, my access, so I still had a bit of understanding on anatomy and physiology, and I know most of you will be in that position. However, I do also understand that most of you have done different degrees and you've gone on to work in a different career, and now you have decided to change careers. That's why you've come to do nursing. So it could be quite new for you, and I do not want this to be a shock to you when you go to start. Reason being is that anatomy and physiology at university are your foundation. They are the foundation of your learning, because you'll be learning about diseases, how they get treated. So if you have basic knowledge, or if you get your head around your anatomy and physiology, this will help you a lot, because it will give you that confidence for you to understand what is going on when you are doing your theory modules on anatomy and physiology. So some aspects such as renal physiology, cardiovascular, homeostasis, those things, not to go into details. All I'm saying is just review them. And how it helped me was that when I had reviewed them and I'm in class, it served as a revision for me. So that's why I say it is important to do that. The other thing reviewing your anatomy and physiology helps you with is your communication. In nursing, we all know that we liaise with a lot of healthcare professionals, and to be able to communicate your patient needs or care to other professionals, it helps with coordination and better patient outcome. So guys, another thing that I think reviewing your anatomy and physiology will help you with is patient safety. Yeah, when I say patient safety, what I mean is that, let's say you are doing medication administration, which most of the time we do as student nurses, isn't it? So let's say you are a nurse on duty. Let's take this scenario. Let's say you are a nurse on duty and you have been giving this patient who is on medication that helps with fluid overload. Yeah, so we know those medication, things like furosemide and that, will help the patient to offload some fluid. But then while you are doing your medication, the patient told you, oh, nurse, I am struggling to sort of have a wee. I cannot go to toilet. I cannot wee properly. Then it will be, because you understand your anatomy and physiology, you will know that, okay, it will give you that signal to think about, is the patient having maybe bladder obstruction? Are they having problems with urinating? Because that medication you are given is going to let them go to the toilet, but then if they are not able to pass urine, would you still give it? So it will be a case of you using your judgment at this stage to see, okay, I'm not going to give this, I will have to pass this on to the medical team, escalate it to maybe the GP for them to look at the patient, maybe examine the patient, and we will see what's going on. It could be maybe, for example, that same medication, but then the patient, you can see their features, you have just observed them and you see that they are very, very dehydrated, but still they are on this medication. Will you still give it, or will you just escalate to the medical team for them to sort of review that medication? So that is the reason why I am saying, if you do understand bits of your anatomy and physiology, it will help you. The other thing it did help me with was effective patient care, which kind of link with what I've just said. Effective patient care in my understanding is that when you know what is normal for your patient, it will, or your client, it will be a case of you designing a personalized care that will fit them, that will put them in the center of that treatment or whatever care they are receiving. But then if you do not have a grasp of your anatomy and physiology, you might not be able to design an appropriate care plan for this service user. So that's the reason why I recommend you reviewing your anatomy and physiology before you start nursing. It doesn't matter if you have started already, which I know most of you have started, you have even finished your freshers week, but still it is of very, very importance that you do review these things. The other thing on my list that I did review before starting my nursing was knowing bits of my vital signs. So the vital signs, the observations for my service users or for patients. So I did write down sort of things like normal blood pressure, normal range of the heart rate, normal range of respiratory rate, temperature, and oxygen saturation. I did that for adults and for children. So if you are on the children's pathway, just know the normal ranges for your healthy child. If you're on the adult pathway, same. If you are on the mental health pathway, know the normals. You don't necessarily have to know the abnormals, just know the normals, yeah, and then it will help you to be able to sort of distinguish between when you have found things that are abnormal for your service user. And I understand I've said know the normals, but sometimes it is a case of what is the baseline for that service user. That is what is normal for them. So it could be like, for example, for me, I am a petite. So if you check my blood pressure and you sort of see I've got 135 or 130, 128. It is not normal for me because all my life I have been maybe 110 over 70. So knowing what is the baseline for your service user will help you as well to be able to sort of compare to know, are they acutely unwell? So this is what you will have to know. You can go on the internet. There are lots of videos, excellent videos that you can watch for your anatomy and physiology, your vital signs. All of this you can find on YouTube. It's free, so just go and have a look at those. Also, with the vital signs, other thing I did was I did write some bits of lab values. I didn't do this quite early, but I wish I had done them early. So You can as well also do your lab values, so your full blood count, your hemoglobins, your UNEs, and all that. All of these things will come at some point in handy when you are on placement, and you'll be glad you knew them. So just review those things as well. And the next thing I would recommend you get your hands on before you start your nursing is getting a BNF, so the British National Formulary. And this is how it looks like in a hard copy, and you can download it as well. You can download it as well on your phone, which is the, I think, the convenient one to have, the easily accessible one to have, because it's hard for you to carry a big, this big, it's very chunky, isn't it, to carry around. So if you get the online version, that is quite good, because it also gets updated every year. So if you get it on your phone, I think that will be helpful. And this is going to give you your medication knowledge about all the medication you will ever meet in your nursing career, how to administer them, who to give them to, when not to give them, the contraindications of these medication, their side effects and interactions with these medication, the dosage. It will give you everything. The British National Formulary, if you have one, it will also give you confidence in dealing with medication, and because it gets updated every year, it will give you the latest guidelines of medication to keep you up to date with your medication. And also it comes in adult version and children's version. So if you are doing the children's nursing, then whenever you are scrolling in, you would have to go to the children's version bit, and if you are on the adult pathway, you would use the adult. It is very, it's an essential thing to get in nursing, this one here. How I got this, and most students will tell you, we get it from the hospital pharmacy. If you are doing a placement in a hospital, in a GP practice, in a community, just ask your supervisors or your assessors and let them know that you are interested in one of these, and they will let the pharmacy know, or they might tell you to go to the pharmacy to get it yourself. If they don't have it, some hospitals will, or some placement areas will let you put your name down. So when the new ones are coming, then they will issue the older version to you. So it's a crucial thing to get. Yeah, it will save you a ton. It will save your life. So guys, last but not the least of the things I did, or I wish I had done earlier before starting nursing, was my med calculations. So your medication maths. Guys, I can't stress on this, but please, if you haven't started, please start, because every university you will go, it doesn't matter wherever you are in the country, as a student nurse, you are required to do medication calculation exams. So in the UK, we call it Safe Medicate, and it doesn't matter whether you are on the apprenticeship pathway, you are on the nursing associate pathway, whether you are doing a BSc in a mainstream university, wherever you are, you will have that experience. You will do your Safe Medicate, and it's not any hard maths. It's not like a difficult, it's not a difficult maths that you cannot deal with, but then it's how tricky they are, and also the time frame you have to do all those questions. You will have a calculator on the system. In my experience, you will have a calculator, and you are allowed to bring a physical calculator to the exam. But then if you don't know things like your unit conversions, is where you will kind of stress a bit. And I know most universities will require you to have a pass mark of 90%. say 80% in year 1, 90% in year 2, and 100% in your final year. So you have to sort of know your medication maths, and the academics are not there to sort of trick you or to, sorry, I've got an itchy nose, to make you fail. It's to get your understanding, for them to know, are you competent in dealing with medication? That's why we have to pass through this exam. So your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and most importantly, your unit conversions, because you will find you'll be given the medication or the prescription, and you find that the medication that you meant to be given is in a different unit, and what you've got is also in a different unit. You have to make sure they are in the same unit before you can add or subtract or divide or whatever. So it is important that if you have any method of you converting your units, don't forget that if you did it in your GCSE, if you did it in your A levels, if you did it in your access program, in your MVQ, please don't forget that method, because you will need it. I will put one here that my college tutor gave to us, which has been very, very helpful. I have used it all my life, and I still use it even when I'm practicing. I'm going to be using this. It's quite good. It's a mnemonic, so I'll put it up here. So if you don't have any, you can try and use it. Yeah. Okay. So that is that, and I think that's all for today. I don't want to stress this video for long, so please let me know what you think about this video, and if you have anything that you did before starting your nursing journey, please comment in the section below, and I will have a read, and let's be friends. Okay, there are more to come on this channel. Bye guys, have a lovely time, enjoy your nursing. Bye bye.